What's up, everyone? This is Bill. Today I got a video for you guys. My partners over at SLINGMODS. Huge shout out to SLINGMODS, big sponsor of the YouTube channel. They have sent this out to me for a review and installation video. So this is the pedal commander for the Can-Am Ryker. And then this, what you see here in the back, this is the handlebar mount kit that you can add on to this. So the pedal commander itself from SLINGMODS is $299. The ram mount, handlebar mount for the pedal commander is $51.95. If you order them together, there's a spot in their link below in the description. I will include all the information there and a link to go purchase all this. So at their website, you'll see a spot to add this handlebar mount. It's an add-on for this. Okay, bringing your total to $350.95. So what is a pedal commander? Well, a pedal commander is essentially, it's a amplifier for your throttle. So it amplifies the signal from the throttle to the actual ECU or engine. Okay, so the Can-Am Ryker is considered drive-by-wire. That means there is no actual throttle cable. And when you have a throttle cable, you have instant, when you twist that, the cable pulls, the butterfly valve opens, and you get instant throttle. Whereas something that's electronic, or drive-by-wire, as they call it, there is a slight delay. I mean, you twist that, it's got to tell the ECU what to do. The ECU's got to tell the throttle body to open. There's a delay that you can't get around when you're dealing with something that's electronic versus a cable. Well, the pedal commander, these guys over at Pedal Commander have figured out a solution for that. This is programmable. So we'll go ahead and open it and take a look at. So this is programmable, and it will let you amplify that signal, which in return will give you a way quicker throttle response. Right? You're not going to gain horsepower. I've heard a lot of people think that this is a tuning device, something like that. This is not a tuning device. The only thing this will do is enhance the throttle response, which can make a great deal of difference, you know, in your riding experience. And you can also tone it down. So you can make it so at 50% throttle, it's only receiving 30% throttle to the bike, right? So when you rip the throttle wide open, you can make it so that delay is longer. You know, eco mode will, you know, essentially save gas mileage. If you have a passenger, it could make for a smoother ride when you have a passenger. Now you can turn it way up and make it so when you barely twist the throttle, it receives the signal as 100% throttle, meaning that it's just going to smoke the back tire and take off. It's going to be a whole different animal when it comes to the throttle response. It's really going to set you back in the seat. You know, the Can-Am Ryker already has plenty of torque. This is going to add to that big time, that feel at the throttle when you know, the response. So anyway, we'll take a look at the main unit here. Get this out of the box. Okay, so this is the pedal commander itself. Pretty clever little box design they have here. This pops up. All right, slide in through there. We can set this aside. And then also in the box, we do have alcohol wipe, pedal commander alcohol wipe. What you're going to need for this install is some dielectric grease. You can get this on Amazon. And then you will also need some kind, I recommend a plastic pry tool so we can get the plastic panel off. Pretty simple install, pretty straightforward. It does have the Velcro pad with the cutout right here in the center. And that cutout is so you still have that pedal commander logo there. So it can go on here. This is actually sitting on a little bracket. So we can set our little, there is a couple of zip ties in here as well. Okay, so you can see here, this is actually sitting on a mount, right? And it's a pretty universal mount that you could really mount anywhere. I mean, it does have holes here. I have seen people use a strap, like a Velcro strap, to go around something if they have to. I mean, remember this pedal commander, it's vehicle specific because of the plug, right? This plug needs to plug in to interrupt the throttle cable, you know, the throttle wire in this case, from the, you know, ECU to the actual hand grip. But these started out, you know, with off-road vehicles and giving you a lot more adjustability. You know, you can mash on the throttle climbing over rocks and whatnot, and you can set it way back in eco mode, so when you're mashing on the throttle, it's not just smoking the tire. Or you can make it so when you go to get up a hill, you barely touch the pedal and you've got instant power, you know, at full throttle before it's even your pedals at full throttle. So that's where these became popular, and now they make them for side-by-sides, all kinds of vehicles. You know, you see them in the racing industry as well. You know, way quicker throttle response means quicker off the line, right? So this is the bracket that it sits in. This is what you're going to be mounting to the vehicle, and then you have your pedal commander that attaches right inside there and snaps in. Okay. So there's lots of ways you could mount this. I'm gonna show you with their handlebar mount that they offer. You know, that's what they sent me out. So we'll show you that one. Right, so this is the handlebar mount. We can open this up. Just grab a little razor blade real quick. Okay, I went out and grabbed a pair of scissors real quick. So we'll just cut this guy open. Cut this guy open. And we'll get this one open as well. Okay, so let's check out what all we get in our little handlebar mount here. Again, this handlebar mount is going to be somewhat of a universal mount as well. Alright, so okay, so it does come with different size plastic pieces to go inside here for the clamp. Then it also comes with a adhesive, you know, rubber, so you can not damage your handlebars. Okay, so there's that. You do have the 2 nuts and the long bolts, and then this guy here, this is the actual bracket itself that your pedal commander is going to stick to. Right, so it's going to look something like that on there. And then we do have their sticky Velcro back here. Now you can mount it so you can remove it with the bracket, but if you're using this, you know, ram mount, you also have the option just to stick this right on here if you want it to be on there. I mean, you are using Velcro. You could swap it out for some 3M adhesive, you know, and stick it on there so it's more of a permanent fixture, but you could use it just like this if you wanted to. You know, you don't have to use this bracket. You know, it's all, remember, it's all universal. You got to come up with your own ideas to where you want to mount it and how you want to mount it. You could stick it right to the bike somewhere. You know, you would. It also does offer a Bluetooth app as well, and this does have a memory. Right, so when you shut the vehicle off, when you turn it back on, it's going to come back to where you had it. It uses a Bluetooth application. We'll be showing you that as well. We'll be going over that. So technically, you could mount this somewhere like your glove box, inside, out of sight, something like that. You don't have to have this out in sight. If you're okay with, you know, if you wanted to adjust it, you'd have to open the glove box, or you'd have to use the Bluetooth app. You just have to keep that in mind. You know, the convenience of this being able to be adjusted on the fly is going to be really nice. Now, you know, most likely you're going to find your setting where you really like it, and that's probably where you're going to leave it. You know, but if you are someone that's, you know, using it at a drag strip, something like that, and you're testing it out, you know, or, you know, even if like for an off-road application, you may want to have this right where you can get to it every time and be able to adjust it on the fly. So we're going to put it on the handlebars. That's how I'm going to show it to you. If I come up with a different solution for what I'm going to leave it on the bike as, I will show it to you as well, you know, or maybe in a future video, because we are going to try getting some seat time in with it to test it out today so I can show it to you guys. So we can head out to the bike, and I'll show you where this plugs in. It's a very simple process, and try to get that going before we get rained on again. All right, so let's head out to the vehicle. This is my Can-Am Ryker. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing our install on. What you're going to need to do is remove this panel here. That's where our throttle wire is behind. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing the install on. So let's hop into it and get it done. We're going to use our pry tool to get right back behind here. You're going to need to remove these two push pins. You put your pry tool under it, it pops up, and then underneath the very bottom, that piece will come out. Okay, and then we'll need to remove here and here. Okay, and then this will slide out and lift up. It has a tab here that it'll lift up off of. Okay, so we'll get that done, and I'll show you where the wires are at. Okay, so when you're removing your plastic push tabs, you are going to get under it right here, pop this up like so. That one comes out, this little pin here, and then that guy pops out. Okay, that's how you remove them. You're going to remove those two, and then you're going to need to remove these two here. Okay, so now we are going to lift up here. This one snaps right here. And then we're going to lift up on this tab down here. You can see it's going to be a little push tab right here. All right, so it slides under everything and over the top of the glove box piece right here. So set this aside, don't scratch this up. Okay, so now that we got our panel off of there, you can see you'll have 3 groups of wires. Don't worry about all this extra wire. That's from other lighting and whatnot that we have on the bike. But the main thing you're looking at is these 3 groups, these 3 wire harnesses here. Now, I know in the SLINGMODS video, they say that it's this middle one, but I've had several people tell me that on theirs, it wasn't the middle one at all. Some people have said it's this one, some people it's this one. It all depends on who assembled your bike, all right? These are universal that they snap into. I'll show you how they snap in here. They either lift up off of this tab, or this tab will pull out. So you can literally slide that back on. I'll show you on this one. I've already pulled this one out before. So you can see there how it slides out. Right? So that will just snap back in. So what we need to do, what we're looking for, I'll tell you how to tell which wire it is the one that uses 6 wires. Okay, and mine on my bike, so this middle one on my bike is using 4 wire, and then this one's got all the big wires. This is the biggest one. We know it's not that one. And then back here in the back, so we slide that up off of that white tab, and now we have a 6 wire up on top. That's going to match up with our pedal commander. Okay, so that's the one we want to unplug. So I'll show you a little trick to these type of safety tabs. This has a little red locking tab. Right, it should be in the down position that's locked. You slide it up, and you can pull on this all day. It's not going to come off. But if you get yourself a real teeny tiny flathead screwdriver, right, there's a plastic tab underneath this little gap right here, and it's sitting over the top of the tab on this piece. So all you're going to do is stick your little screwdriver in there and lift up, and you should be able to just pull. This guy should come right apart like that. So you can see there's a tab underneath here that gets lifted up, and when you slide this red piece in, you're locking that from being able to lift up. So it's like a little finger that hooks over the top of this. Okay, so that's the trick to getting those little safety tabs off on any vehicle. So now we'll grab our pedal commander. It's going to intercept in between here. One end's going to plug into here, one end's going to plug into here. And then we really want to figure out where we're going to route our wiring and where you're going to mount your pedal commander. All right, it's going to take you longer to figure out where to mount it than it is to install it and plug it in. Okay, so let's go grab our pedal commander. I'll show you how it plugs in. Okay, so here we have our pedal commander. These are 2 plugs coming off the pedal commander. And we are going to wire it over to the opposite side where the throttle actually is. That's where we're going to use our handlebar mount and mount ours. So we're going to want to run our cable, which we can do on the pedal commander side. It don't matter. These plugs are pretty chunky and going to be hard to get through there. So we're going to simply take the female and male, put them together, and And then we're going to slide our little red locking clip down. Okay. And then we're going to take the other male and female, put them in there, slide our little locking clip down. Okay, and then these are going to have to get tucked in out of the way here. All right, and you can get under this panel here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run our pedal commander wire here, and we're going to go underneath it here. We're going to come up where the handlebars are, back behind there, right? And then we're going to come up on the other side here. So we don't have to remove that panel, okay? But that panel removes the same as this one, wherever you're depending on, wherever you're going to do your install. You know, you could do it up here on, somewhere on the plastic here, something like that. It's totally up to you. Remember, do your own thing. Don't copy what everybody else is doing, because that's what everybody does. Feel free to think outside the box and come up with your own install. But what we're going to do is run it with these wires up here. We'll zip tie them all together. We'll put our handlebar mount over here, and we'll try to bring our pedal commander up somewhere around here. Okay, so I'm going to play a little time lapse. I got some music I created for you guys. If I run into any problems, I'll come back to it and show you. Okay, so now we're on this side of the bike. There's a plastic tab. You can release that and drop this cable out of it. And then the nuts are going to slide inside of here at the bottom. Or these are nylon, some little nylon lock nuts. So they're going to slide in there. I am using, then just keep your finger over them so they don't fall out. And I'm using the inserts, plastic inserts. I'm using the two thinner plastic inserts. Okay, we're going to get this on here. I just bumped the start button. Awesome. We're going to get this to sit on here. Again, this could be a chore by yourself doing this ball mount, simply because, so like just now I said don't let these nuts fall out of there, and they did. Okay, so don't let your nuts fall out of there. You want to keep them inside. Okay, so we're going to do one at a time here. Try to get it to at least start threading. There we go. Got one threaded. We're going to get the other side here. The other side. We're going to get it in there. Thread that in. Remember, make sure you're not cross-threading it. Don't do that. Okay, we're going to get this guy snugged down. So it can't move around. Awesome. Okay, we got that on there. Okay, so you can see here how I have it. And then you can see back here, this is the plastic tab I was talking about that this wire actually sits in. We're going to run our pedal commander wire right up here. Okay, so let's go get the rest of the ram mount. Okay, so we have our platform it's going to mount to. And then our little extension piece here. This is a short extension piece. You should be able to get it to mount something like this. You have to play around with it, figure out what's the best angle for you to actually use. Assuming like something like that. And I'm not a fan of all the clutter up on the handlebars, so down the road I probably will just go with the Bluetooth application and maybe mount it so it's hidden. you know, it is an option, that's for sure. Okay, so there's that. We're going to bring our pedal commander up here. It's going to get wired in something like that. Okay, and we'll leave some slack down there and zip tie that wire out of the way. So we're going to get it velcroed up right there. Okay, we got an alcohol prep pad here. That surface, as well as the back of the pedal commander mount itself. See, one thing I did forget to mention down there at the plugs, when you're plugging in the harness, use the dielectric grease. You should be using that. Did forget to mention that. You just put it on the end of each plug before you plug them in. It prevents corrosion. Okay, we do have our Velcro here. We're going to center it up here. It's starting to rain. Awesome. Can't catch a break here in the Pacific Northwest. That. We have our pedal commander mount. Try to center it up on that Velcro. Right, there's that. Now our pedal commander is right here, and he can sit right inside there. Okay, so here we are in the rain. We're going to wrap this up for today and come back to this when you actually take it for a ride on some dry ground. But I'm going to run over the pedal commander stuff here. We've got my wires zip tied out of the way, panel back on. We are good to go. So what we'll do is, okay, we're going to come over here and start the bike. Okay, we got the bike running. Okay, we got the bike started. You can see here's our pedal commander. So on our pedal commander settings, when you first plug it in, it's going to be off. So you're going to click the button once, and that's going to put you in city mode, and now it's on. Okay, and then you have 4 adjustments going positive and 4 going negative. So we can go city mode, +1, +2, +3, hoping you can see these lights here, they're lighting up green, +4, or we can go minus, and then now it's off, or well, now it's at 0, right? And now we can go minus, and you can see it says -1, and it's in red. -2, -3, -4. Okay, now we can click this button again, that'll put us in sport mode. Same thing, we have 4 adjustments positive and 4 adjustments negative. And then we can go Sport Plus. This is going to be the most sensitive one. This is going to be, you barely twist the throttle and it's going to burn the back tire off like it's nothing. Okay, so Sport Plus, you can go all the way up to +4, or you can go, again, minus. And then if we click it again, now it's off. It's going to round robin back to city if we click it again. If we hold it down, it's going to go to Eco Mode. Eco Mode is not showing a check engine light or anything. I know that there in the past has been issues with Eco Mode causing check engine light on some vehicles. It doesn't on the Can-Am Ryker. Okay, Eco Mode is going to be a lot less sensitive. If you put it on Eco Mode +4, it's going to be a little bit manageable. Eco Mode minus is going to put it even less sensitive in Eco Mode. Okay, so if you're on the freeway and you're trying to save some gas mileage, you could probably put it in Eco Mode. And I mean, I guess with a passenger on back, it might be a little smoother of a ride on Eco Mode. I just really couldn't see any reason you would use Eco Mode on an everyday basis on the Ryker. But you do have those settings that you can go through and plus, minus, you know, all the way 4+ or -4. Get it to where you like it, you know. I rode it around in all the different modes, and every mode is noticeably different. if you've been following my bike build, obviously you know it's usually tuned. It's running on a pretty aggressive tune. Right now it is on the stock tune, but I do have intake and exhaust. So we wanted to get the feel for just the pedal commander without having any modifications done to the ECU, you know, a flash tune or anything. So I am on the stock factory tune. I did take and ride it around. It does really good with the pedal commander. Huge difference on a stock bike. You know, if you did exhaust, intake, and the pedal commander, that's a huge difference. It's noticeable gains for sure. Granted, it's not going to give you more horsepower, so don't think that. Okay, that would be misleading you. This is going to give you a quicker throttle response. You still have the same 105 mile/hour top speed limit. You still have the same ignition timing. You still have the same fuel tables. You know, this is not a flash tuning device. This is simply amplifying my throttle input, so it's either more sensitive or less sensitive. Okay, in general, that's what this thing does. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to go over the Bluetooth application with you guys, and then we're going to take the bike for a rip once the rain stops here. Might be tomorrow or the next day, but I know you guys have been asking for this video. I'm really trying here, guys, but I'm not taking this thing out in the rain and just smoking the back tire everywhere I go. It wouldn't be an adequate review of the pedal commander. It wouldn't be doing it justice if all I could do is spin my back tire. Anyway, so let's take a look at the Bluetooth application. So here's the part where I'm going to go over the pedal commander's Bluetooth connectivity. I'm going to put a separate video on YouTube showing everything it does and going into more detail on how to connect it and all that, because it was kind of buggy at first, but we did get it to work. So we're going to start the bike. Pedal commander is processing when it's showing all these lights. Okay, and then we are going to open the application after you've downloaded it from your Play Store or, you know, App Store. We're going to hit connect. You're about to connect a Bluetooth device. Okay, we've already paired it. The pairing number, if it asks you for a 6-digit pin, is on the back of your pedal commander. It's actually the serial number for the pedal commander itself. Okay, so you can see there, it opened up right away. We are now connected to the Bluetooth module built into the power commander. Okay, so now we can come up here and you can power it on or off. So if we power it off, it's actually going to power off the pedal commander. You can see there's no lights over here anymore. We can power it back on. This is what I was talking about. You could hide this unit in the glove box or something like that and not have to worry about it, not even see it that it's here. You know, a $300 unit, you wouldn't want to leave this sitting out like this. You know, someone, I mean, it would be a lot of work for someone to steal it, but, you know, people are scandalous. So anyway, we can enter eco mode. It's going to give you a warning letting you know that the throttle response will be changed dramatically. So now we are in eco mode. You can see here, the light up over here. It is indeed in eco mode. Okay, and then you can go through the different modes. You can put it in sport mode. You know, Sport Plus. You can see here it is changing to Sport Plus. We can go Plus, and it's going to change the +1 over here. +2. It's pretty quick too. 3, +4. It does give you an indication as to where you're at. So Sport Plus is highlighted, and it has a bar here that's coming up. It's in green, and it's all the way up right now. So that lets me know I am in Sport Plus at +4, the maximum setting we can go. Right? Now you can come over here, and in the menu options you can go to settings, and you can go to change background, and they have a few different ones that you can pick. They have black mesh, carbon fiber, or black, or create yourself. You can use your own background, so you can go carbon fiber. And what it's changing is, if we go back here to choose mode, it's changing this background. Right, that's all it's doing, it's changing that background. Okay, so anyway, that is the Bluetooth setup. Pretty simple. The main thing to remember is when it asks you, when you first download the app and click on it, it's going to say it needs to pair. You're going to see PDL Commander, Pedal Commander, on your Bluetooth, and it's going to ask you for a 6-digit pin. That 6-digit pin is on the back of your Pedal Commander unit itself. Okay? So now the only thing left to do is take her for a rip and come back and talk about how she did. So I'll get the GoPro strapped up, and we'll see if we can get a little ride in. Okay, so now our Bluetooth is connected. You can see there we are in city. City plus 4. So now we are in city plus 4, and we are in regular mode right now. Sport mode, Sport Plus. Sport Plus. See here, we're in Sport Plus. Now we'll crank it up to Sport Plus 4. Oh, super sensitive. Yeah, it's instant. Now we just look at this. That is instant power. That's a sport mode. Now let's go to Sport Plus. See what that's like. Whoa, 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 whoa. Super jumpy. Instantly took off. This thing could get you in some trouble. This thing is amazing. Okay, so we'll try the Sport Plus. I have a feeling it's just going to do a fat burnout, but we're just going to get it. a little bit. After you've seen all the video, I know it was a long video. I wanted to give it a proper installation and a proper review. For $300, if you want to add instant torque to your Can-Am Ryker, this thing is definitely an amazing product. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. It is not fake. I know there's a lot of people out there that say that, you know, it can't be that great or anything like that. I would buy one. That's my honest opinion. This thing makes the Ryker so much more fun to ride. You know, you've seen the fat burnout that it did in the Sport Plus Plus, you know, Sport Plus 4. Instant torque. You twist the throttle just a little bit and it is raring to go. So, you know, there is tuning devices out there, you know. Now, if you got to keep in mind, with a tuning device, you know, you're looking at $400+ and then you got to find someone to tune it like myself, you know, and, you know, then that's going to cost you money as well. You know, so, and then, you know, if you don't know how to use a tuning device, you're not going to make yourself a custom tune. And, you know, you can't just plug in a tuning device and expect everything to work the way you're expecting it. You know, this thing is plug and play. You know, so that is the difference between the two devices. You know, we can do all this stuff that it can do, we can do in a custom tune, but you do not have that on the fly adjustability, right? That's going to be affected in the tune, and that's going to be the way the tune is adjusted. You know, so it's going to be like that constantly. So if you have it turned way up like that on your throttle sensitivity, then that's going to be how you're going to be riding everywhere you go. This thing, if I put a passenger on the back, I don't want it to ride like that. So my tune on this when I normally ride is very mellow when it comes to the throttle response. You know, but now with this on board, I'm out by myself. I can turn this up and I can have a little fun and get a little wild. But with a passenger on back, I can turn it back down or just shut it off. You know, so that is the beauty of this thing versus something like a tuning device. So absolutely, if you want something that is plug and play, that's going to be a blast and you're going to notice it instantly. You plug it in, turn it on, put it in whatever mode you want, and go crazy. You know, find the mode that most suits you and is comfortable, and then find the mode that is absolutely wild to you. And you got two different modes there you can play with, you know, all day long. You know, and this thing on the fly, being able to adjust it, you know, anywhere in between, even putting it down to eco mode, so it can, it is very less sensitive than stock. You know, so absolutely amazing product. Big shout out to SLINGMODS, my sponsors. Those guys always sending me out the really cool stuff to show you guys. And I always try to give my best opinion and my best proper review or installation video. You know, so again, there's a link in the description to go purchase it. You can add on the mount for another, you know, $50-something. I believe it was $51.95. You know, and then the device itself, $299. And like I said, you don't need this mount if you have another way to mount it. Like we have extra ram balls that can go onto this, so I technically could put a ram ball on here and then use the little ram mount that I got with it to mount to that. You know, or we could figure out a different way to mount it. You could even stick it in the glove box, like I said, and use the Bluetooth app. So anyways, that's my review, my installation video. If you guys want some instant torque and a hell of a lot of fun out of your Can-Am Ryker, get one of these bad boys. You know, and you can pair it with the tuning device that I have on here. You know, I've rode it with the stock factory tune and then with the aftermarket tune. You know, and you can, it works flawlessly between the two. This is just intercepting the throttle cable, you know, the throttle wire, so it won't affect the tune whatsoever. Anyways, that's my video, you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, you guys have a good day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.